Welcome to my channel. I will bring you the most interesting and captivating news updates. Farewell, Kha Lac. Growing up, I finally became you. Meeting you again, I must say goodbye. I am someone who cries easily, yet while watching this film, I did not cry uncontrollably. Instead, I felt a deep, indescribable pain in my heart. The greatest pain in life is the death of a loved one. This is an inevitable truth, and in the film, it was brought to an end by the mother, Phan Yen Thursday, played by Yan Ni. Facing the tragic fall of her husband, Lai Bavu, played by Wu Jing, who was critically injured and beyond saving, Phan Yen Thursday made a heart-wrenching decision. To protect her family, uphold her husband's dignity, and secure their daughter Lai Yan's, played by Tan Songyan, future amid her upcoming college entrance exams, she resolutely signed the critical illness notice and removed the tubes sustaining her husband's life. This decision created an unresolved conflict between mother and daughter. As a daughter, one would never want to watch their father die without trying everything possible to save him. As a wife, one would never wish for their husband to leave. However, from that moment on, Phan Yen Thursday was no longer just a mother, she had to take on the responsibilities of a father as well. Unfortunately, at that time, her daughter did not understand her mother's reasoning. The appearance of Kha Lac seemed to serve as a bridge of reconciliation between mother and daughter. The gap between them slowly started to close. Kha Lac's presence was not a coincidence but rather a necessity. If it had not been a dog, it could have been another animal that entered their lives, helping to mend their bond. However, as a Labrador, Kha Lac was particularly suited to improve their relationship and complement the film's storyline. It is highly possible that Lai Bavu's consciousness and spirit had entered Kha Lac's body, allowing him to come back to life. Though the film does not explicitly emphasize this, many subtle details hint at it. For instance, Kha Lac led Lai Yan to the store where Lai Bavu used to buy spices before his death, pushed a can of coke into the pot, and even recreated the exclusive handshake that Lai Bavu and Lai Yan used to share. These moments strongly suggest that Kha Lac was more than just a dog. The arrival of Truong Hui Kwan brought joy to Lai Yan, but this happiness was short-lived. As the college entrance exams approached, her mother intervened and prohibited their interactions. For the sake of Lai Yan's future, her mother created a double-layered conflict, both emotional and academic. From that point until the end of the exams, Lai Yan immersed herself in studying and communicated minimally with her mother. When Truong Hui Kwan and Lai Yan first met, there was no so-called romantic relationship between them, making her mother's strict interference seem excessive. The film does not clearly define the relationship between Lai Yan and Truong Hui Kwan, and his character seems somewhat underdeveloped. His family and career might have been a promising destination for Lai Yan, yet it feels as though Phan Yen Thursday was trying to justify something, to herself, to her late husband Lai Bavu, and to Lai Yan. It was as if she was trying to prove that she had not let her husband and daughter down in the end. After graduating from college, Lai Yan discovered her mother's secret. She had been leaving messages for her father on WeChat all these years. Her father's phone was the only place where her mother could express her thoughts and reminisce about him. She compiled trivial moments from her daily life into messages and sent them to his phone. She kept his mobile phone, paid the bills on time, and listened to his voicemail recordings. It was then that Lai Yan finally understood the immense burden and hardships her mother had endured all these years. In the end, Lai Yan and Truong Hui Kwan got married. In the dressing room, Kha Lac, like an old father, came to bid farewell to his daughter. He met Lai Yan just as Lai Bavu had once done. Overcome with emotion, Lai Yan realized that her father and the others were never truly gone, they had always been by her side. Perhaps her mother had long known that Lai Bavu's spirit resided within Kha Lac but chose not to reveal it to avoid causing further emotional distress to her daughter. Kha Lac's fate was inevitable. He grew old and was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctor suggested euthanasia for Kha Lac, much like how Lai Bavu had been advised to remove his life support. This time, it was Lai Yan who had to sign the papers. Yes, he had been misunderstood, endured immense pain, and bore countless scars. But now, Lai Yan was grown, married, and had a family of her own. It was now her turn to make that difficult decision. Growing up, she had finally become him. Farewell, Kha Lac. We meet again, only to say goodbye once more. As a father figure, Kha Lac had protected the mother and daughter for years. As a family member, he had strengthened their bond. But this time, it was finally time to part ways. Life is unpredictable and ever-changing. But as long as we do good, there is no need to worry about the future.